Tara from HealingCrystals.com.
Hi, I'm Lourdes from HealingCrystals.com.
We were just talking about how we got started with crystals, because that's something that we get a lot of questions about. A lot of people will ask us, you know, how do I'm interested in crystals, how do I start? And it's an interesting question that doesn't really have any one single answer. I think sometimes, at least for me, it wasn't like a conscious decision that I was going to start with crystals. They just kind of seemed to find me. You know, I think like some of my first crystals, Lourdes gave me. And I had, I think one of the first ones I ever like purchased on my own was an amethyst, a big...
An amethyst cluster?
An amethyst cluster. Thank you. An amethyst cluster.
Excuse me. I'm just going to show everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Here it goes.
Okay. It wasn't this one, but this is an amethyst cluster. It was like this. And really, I just bought it more for decoration. I thought, oh, this is going to look really pretty on a table or something like that. And I could feel the energy of it. And I found that people kept giving me amethysts. Like for Christmas, for my birthdays, people kept giving me amethyst jewelry. And I was like, this is so weird. It's like somehow amethyst has found me. And I know it sounds weird, right? But I mean that like usually, like with so many things, one thing leads to another. And as I started like exploring more about crystals, I found myself attracted to more, and I still love amethyst, though really I'm more of a labradorite kind of a girl. Those are my favorites. But I usually, what happens with me, you know, when if somebody said to me, well, you know, how did this happen? How did you get all these crystals? I just I was attracted to them. Sometimes I'm not even thinking about it, and they're just all of a sudden there.
I agree. I've always been attracted to crystals and jewelry. That was a start for me.
Well, jewelry.
Forget it. I was doomed from the very beginning. And then I started watching one of the home channel shows, and they started talking about the properties of some of the crystals. And, you know, that perked my interest. But then a friend gave me a crystal, and I felt it. And I made a conscious effort, and I could actually feel it. And I was like, oh, my gosh, what is this? And I think for me, it was a blue tiger's eye.
Okay.
So that was the first crystal that really spoke to me. What do you have?
I have a blue tiger's eye.
Oh, okay, perfect. So that one really spoke to me. And after that, I started looking for crystals.
Blue tiger's eye.
Perfect.
See? And to feel it, you just want to place it in your hand and just give it a few minutes.
Yes.
Don't think about it. You don't have to concentrate on it or anything like that. You know, some people are like, oh, my son is like, oh. No, just let it sit there and see how it feels to you. Sometimes it'll feel cold. Sometimes it'll feel warm. Sometimes it'll feel tingly. I have a bloodstone that just likes to see, it feels to me like it's jumping around on my hand. You know, it has that kind of energy.
Moonstone does that for me.
Okay.
Same idea. But it's true. When you're just starting out and you don't know where to begin, take one. Try clear quartz. If you don't know where to begin, you can't go wrong with clear quartz.
You can't go wrong with clear quartz.
Take a clear quartz crystal and just feel it. And just see. And you may need to feel more than one because one may not be the right one.
Exactly.
So take one, feel it, and then if you don't feel anything, take it, you know, shake your hand out, get rid of that energy, because otherwise another crystal's energies may overlap and you won't get a true feeling. And see. You'll find a crystal that says, take me home.
Now, I will say this, because I know Lourdes does this, and obviously we buy a lot from HealingCrystals.com, but I would say probably at least 75% of my crystals I have bought online. Obviously, you cannot hold the crystal in your hand and feel its energy when it's online. But what you can do is you can look at the crystal and you can see if it's speaking to you. I really do believe that if something is meant to be yours, you're going to know it. You're going to look online and you're going to see that celestite or an amethyst or a sodalite, and you're going to be like, wow. And maybe you'll say, oh, well, you know what, I can't feel its energy, I'm not going to buy it. See if it's still in your head, though. Because if it's still in your head, then you need to go online and buy it, because that means it's meant to be with you. And that's how you really start with crystals, is you have to, it's not just a physical feeling, it's also a mental feeling, too. And, you know, I think that the most important thing is to remain open. You know, open to all of the energies and all of the crystals, and see what
works for you.
Exactly.
I like, and one thing you mentioned, healing crystals we buy online, and like you, I seem to buy a lot online too. I like at healing crystals, they try to match the crystal to the person.
They do.
And where else can you find that? Where the people will actually take their time, read your order, look at a crystal, open the bin, and say, what crystal should go with this person? So you're getting a personalized picking of your crystal. And I don't know too many other places that do that.
No.
So when you're doing that, if you have any questions, you could always put in the notes section, I'm not sure about this. Can you please tell me, do you think this is the right crystal for me? Or can you recommend something for me? Send us an email. We'll be happy to do it. We have a contact us page. And Tara and I are two of the people who do answer the recommendations, and we will suggest crystals to you. So please feel free. Start with the clear quartz, work your way through it. And if clear quartz doesn't speak to you, we have so many on the site that will.
Start with whatever does speak to you. And the most important thing is to remain open to all the different possibilities, and give yourself and the crystal time too. Don't expect the minute that you get it, all of a sudden I feel healed, I feel better. It takes a little time, but it will happen. And I can say, and I'm sure Lourdes feels the same way, this is just a wonderful thing, being surrounded by crystals.
Yes.
It makes such a difference. So I really hope that you enjoy it as much as we do.
And one other thing, you mentioned this just now, and it's so true. Sometimes you get a crystal, it may not be yours for 5 years. I've had that happen where I bought a crystal and I knew I had to get it, but didn't know why. And 5 years later, I'm like, oh, wow, I really could use this now.
And just be cautious buying crystals for other people, because sometimes it comes to you and you're like, oh no, this isn't going anywhere. It's staying with me.
Yes, we've had that happen. We can say that from experience. So we hope that you have fun. Enjoy shopping for crystals.
It's supposed to be about fun. So.
It is. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us through the contact us page at healingcrystals.com, and we'll be glad to recommend some to you.
Thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you. Crystal blessings.